Good afternoon. I'm John Groover, and we're here to talk about ham and getting ready for Easter. So I picked my favorite ham. This is one of our new Market District products. It's an own-branded product, and it's an old-fashioned semi-boneless ham. You can find it in the meat department in the self-serve cases. This is a half semi-boneless ham, and we do have fully boneless whole hams as well. This one, for the amount of people that I'm serving today, is going to work just fine for me. So I've got the ham. The ham is fully cooked, but what we need to do is reheat the ham. So we're going to do a two-step process. One, we're going to heat the ham, and we're going to add a little bit more flavor to it by adding some fresh pineapple, dried cherry, and some fresh parsley to our recipe. Most people are used to getting the pineapple rings and the maraschino cherries on top of their ham. We're going to do it a little bit fresher and give it a little bit more flavor by using fresh ingredients. So I've got a fresh pineapple, and I've just small diced half of it, which should be plenty for what we're using here. The rest you can use for breakfast or just eat as a snack. So I've got half a pineapple diced into to small dice. I'm going to add in dried cherries. It's going to replicate our maraschino cherry. Some fresh parsley, and the parsley's gives it a little bit of flavor, plus gives it a nice fresh, bright look. And shallot. And shallot is an onion in the onion family. It's a little bit sweeter than a traditional yellow onion, and it'll give us some really nice flavor. So we've added our shallot, and then we're going to add a little bit of fresh orange zest. And then this is a planer or a microplane or a zester. You can use any of those or your vegetable peeler, where you'll peel the outside zest off, which is really just the bright orange, or on a lime, the bright green on the lime. Same thing with the lemon. You don't want to get down into the white or the pith where it's bitter. And then just a few, maybe a quarter or a half a teaspoon in there, because it'll go a long way. It has all the essential oils from the skin, and that's going to add us a lot of flavor. And then I'm going to cut our orange and squeeze a little bit of juice in there just to make it a little bit wetter. So about half of the orange juice, and then we're going to toss this together. So we're not going to add any salt or pepper to this. The ham itself has a lot of salt in it. Hams are, they're cured, so they really have a lot of flavor already. So we're just going to add this like it is. And what we're going to do is we're going to put some over the top of our ham. And when we bake it, a lot of it's going to mainly fall off to the outside, but we want to leave a little bit on the top. And that's going to form a little bit of a compote, kind of get a nice sauce to our ham. And the other half we're going to leave out to serve fresh with our ham. So once we've sliced the ham, we'll put some of this over the top, so we'll have a nice sweet cooked sauce and then a nice fresh one as well. And then what I'm going to do is we're just going to wrap this in aluminum foil. It's going to help us from a cleanup standpoint, and it's going to lock in all that flavor and basically steam and bake our ham. We have a sheet tray here. So this can go right onto the sheet tray. It doesn't need to be greased or oiled. There's lots of fat and lots of juice in here from our ham and our pineapple. We're going to place that in the oven, about 10 to 15 minutes a pound, and we'll pull it out and be ready to eat. So we pulled our ham out of the oven, and we're going to take our first peeks at it to see, and hopefully it turned out as well as we think it was going to. So you can see, without shaking it, that the pineapple and the cherries stayed on the top. And then down in the bottom, that it's a little bit juicy, so that we have some sauce to work from there. And we really just needed to bring it up to temperature. That was all that we were looking for to do out of it, and part a little bit of flavor with the pineapple and cherries. So for our ham, we're going to cut this guy in half just so that it's a little bit more manageable. So the whole ham would have a bottom on it, so it looks like a football. So to cut it into half, like we have here, is going to make it a little bit more manageable to cut. And then if we look at the inside, you can see that that's going against the grain, which is great. So we've cut it in half, and now we're just going to flip this piece down, and that gives us a nice area, nice and flat. We're not trying to work off of this big gawky thing, and unless you really know your hams well and have a bone-in ham and know how to carve them, this is the easiest way to do it, to get it into quarters and then cut it down to manageable pieces. And then we're just going to come back through and slice our ham down into manageable pieces. And then, instead of having to do two cuts on the one way, we'll cut it down like this. We have 2 nice portions of ham will go on our plate. And then we have 2 options. So we saved out some of our fresh pineapple, and we'll actually do a little bit of each. So we have our fresh pineapple that we'll put on one side of it, and then we'll do our cooked pineapple, and this is all the stuff that's left down at the bottom. Do that onto the other side. So you're using one recipe and you're getting 2 ways to use it. Now we're ready for Easter.